Let's talk a little bit about evening snacking. Maybe you finish dinner and then an hour later you're feeling a little snacky and you start getting into some chips or ice cream or whatever it is. Usually it's not the healthiest option if we're being honest. So why does that happen and what can you do to nip that evening snacking habit in the bud? So there's three kind of big simple things that you should start with when thinking about this. Number one is your meal planning and meal composition earlier in the day. So if you skip breakfast or don't have a very good lunch, chances are by the time you get to dinner, you're going to be ravenously hungry and just not really be able to feel fully satisfied. So you might have like a quote unquote normal sized dinner, but a little bit after that, you still don't really feel full and satisfied from that. So what do you start to do? You start to kind of look around the kitchen and pull things that maybe you shouldn't be having if you want to be healthy. If you want to just have fun, well, that's a different story, I guess. So you want to make sure that breakfast has a good amount of protein in it, and same thing for lunch, that you're having good quality basic meals earlier on in the day on the front end to set you up for better back end success. This is very, very common among people who don't eat properly during the day. I'm going to put a little link below on just some basics about how to put together a good healthy meal, but that's the big concept, right? Set yourself up for success earlier in the day so that later on you have an easier time. Okay, that's thing number one. Thing number two is just hydration. You want to stay hydrated during the day and hydrated during the evening time. When you have a moment of sort of a lull, a lot of times when you have I'm just going to read, you just keep going. Okay. The second thing is thinking about hydration. When we get dehydrated, a lot of the times our brain confuses that kind of funny feeling in our mouth for a craving, especially maybe for something sweet or sometimes even salty. So what you want to make sure is that throughout the day you are drinking an adequate enough amount of water and you're drinking enough water in through the evening. The easiest thing you can do is get an app or something like that which tracks this. There's a gazillion of them out there, and if you are feeling like you want to have a snack late in the evening, you can go ahead and just start by having 1 or 2 glasses of water over the course of 15 or 20 minutes and then see how you feel after that. Having said that, it takes a little while for that water to get into your system, so if you're already really dehydrated, those 1 or 2 glasses may not totally solve the problem. You really need to be monitoring this all day. Last thing is just thinking about your habits around snacking. So a lot of time when you're actually busy in the day and your mind is occupied, you're not thinking about these sorts of things. But when you get home and your mind is off and you basically have nothing to occupy you except maybe for Netflix or a movie or whatever, that's the time when we start kind of looking around and craving for snacks. So the easiest thing to do in that scenario is try to change your routine. Try to find a hobby, go play a sport, go do something in the evening that is going to break that time up when you would normally have a snack. Even as something as simple as going for a walk or going into a different room or having a bath, just putting yourself somewhere, doing something that removes you from the kitchen just for that window of time when your body basically has this Pavlovian response to start craving a snack, right? If you're not hungry but you still kind of want something, just make a quick exit, go do something. The more physical it is, the better, because that is actually going to have a suppressive effect on those cravings. So if you go for a run or work out in the evening, that can be a good solution. But you want to think about how you can just break those habits that are really, really ingrained. So those are the 3 big picture things you want to think about when it comes to clamping down on evening snacking. There's some other little details that can be effective, as well as some specific things you can do if you're having sugar cravings, again, which I'll try to put some resources to below. But hopefully that gives you a good idea of where to start. If you need a little bit more help with your nutrition, drop me a line. I can help you out. And otherwise, have a good snack-free day.